Man, what up, though? This your boy Prince Rob back again with another reaction, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna be a little bit consistent, so hey, this is me being consistent. You know what I'm saying? Think I got it down pat now. We reacting to pretty much, man. What's the difference between natural diamonds and lab diamonds? I've always been curious as a broke nigga. You know what I'm saying? As a broke nigga, I always wondered. So, shit, let's find out. You know what I'm saying?
Ever just worth it? What about lab grown versus real diamonds?
Yeah.
And this is by what's my dog name? Graham Stephan, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? It's the Iced Out Coffee Show, but that's, you know what I mean, that's Graham Stephan and that's Tracks NYC, you know what I mean? Go show them some love on they, you know what I mean, on their shit.
How do you even tell the difference? For most people, is it
If you don't know who Graham Stephan is, he's like CoffeeZilla. He be exposing all the little fake, you know what I mean, whatever. And he's a finance guy, or his channel's about finance. And bro, Tracks NYC, the jeweler, you know what I mean?
never just worth it to get real
I'm
diamonds?
sure you've seen him on TikTok, you know what I'm saying, Instagram Shorts, all that, handing out whatever gold and whatever.
Just go lab grown?
No, I mean lab grown again is gonna be. Listen, these are all lab, but in natural this ring would be.
I know one thing though. I ain't gonna lie to you. One thing though, they said the moissanite or lab grown diamonds shine brighter than natural diamonds.
About 25,000. In lab, it's about 6. Okay, because I don't want to sit here and buy Asher cuts and set them upside down for this ring. You know what I'm saying? I really
Well, that's
want to
crazy
sit
work.
here and buy Asher cuts. In
One-
lab, it's about 6. In natural, this ring would be about 25,000.
So $25,000 ring if it's natural, 6,000 if it's lab grown.
In lab, it's about 6. Okay, because I don't want to sit here and buy Asher cuts and set them upside down for this ring. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I'll just buy it in lab, and it'll really do the business, and it's really, really nice. And then I'll move on to the next ring. Because in natural, do you really want to buy this exact ring for $25,000? Not really.
Nah.
$6,000, $7,000. It's
Well,
a pretty beautiful piece of jewelry.
I ain't gonna say that. It depends. It depends what for.
Okay, if you have, you're not gonna walk out of here.
I'm speaking like I'm about to go buy that motherfucker.
And then another guy's got this ring on. Not gonna happen. Okay, it's just nobody makes it. Nobody sets stones like this upside down. It's a unique item, and if you want that uniqueness, you've had it all. You get it. But in natural, if you want it natural, sure, I'll make it for you in natural.
What's the advantage to going with a natural diamond?
Just one more screenshot, and this SOP is finally done. What the?
Why aren't you using Scribe? Scribe.
I'm gonna check out.
I mean,
Scribe,
the
bro.
advantage is that it's still a rare gem.
Exactly.
They're both diamonds, but
It's
one is
one
a
of
gem,
one.
one is not.
Exactly.
One is made in a lab and could be in infinite quantity, and the other is made in the ground, right? Let's say the year is 2045. And 3D printers have gotten so advanced that you could get yourself a classic Ferrari, like the old ones. Amazing. There's the one
I'll
that
I'll print me out 100 Lamborghinis.
that's in Jay Leno's garage. Well, he doesn't have Ferraris, but whatever, you get the idea. There's the one that's in Jay Leno's garage that was manufactured in 1972. And there's the one that's 3D printed yesterday. They're both exactly the same on a molecular level. But the one that was built by Ferrari in 1972 has something more than the 3D printed one.
Yeah, but let's say you don't have any of like the doc.
It got history behind it. That's what he tried to say. You know what I'm saying? My God, my eye hurt. it got history behind it. Is what he trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
Documents to go along with it. How do you tell if you have two diamonds side by side? One's real, one's lab grown.
It's becoming harder to tell, but natural diamonds have a little nitrogen inside of them and other elements that are not present in the lab diamonds. So there's gases like trapped in the natural process versus. So there will be always a difference between what the hell is happening in the Earth's mantle to what the hell's happening in a laboratory. But the future of diamonds will always in the end up being industrial, you know? If you had a diamond engine, you can run it to 10 million miles.
Yeah.
Because the frictionless, it doesn't corrode.
So if someone's getting engaged, do you recommend?
I recommend the
Lab-ground?
gemstone. If you have money. If you have a good girl and she wants to have a big rock and look good, you get yourself a lab ring and you do it like I did it with this ring. You make something beautiful and unique that you can't make any which way, and she'll blow everybody away with that.
Exactly.
Or you could go and get her. If you have the budget, you get her a natural gemstone, a natural diamond that's GIA.
Man, if you got it, do you, man? You know what I'm saying? It goes back to the Lamborghini analogy he did. Bro, if you got the money, do you, big dog? You feel me? But if you on a budget, move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't care, you know what I mean? It's whatever type shit, you know what I mean? And plus it depends on what piece of jewelry as well, you know what I'm saying? So if it's something sentimental, I'd want natural diamonds, you know what I'm saying? But if it's something I'm just rocking, you know what I mean, whatever to go out to the club, maybe, you know what I'm saying? I don't really care if it's lab diamond. Shit, I might even get me the fake diamonds, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm the one that make it look good, you feel me? So, I don't know, gang. It just depends on the situation. Bro, my eye.
Certified or what have you.
Burning.
But if you spend $35,000 on a ring, and then her girl walks in with the $3,500 ring that looks even bigger and better, it's
not gonna
have a problem
Yeah.
on the market and the experience. So the society is figuring that out right now.
Speaking of women,
Yes.
what have you noticed to be the most effective ways of like getting her attention, like the right kinds of women? Do you think, like you were saying earlier, how you first kind of courted that one girl?
Right.
She went into the store and you were treating her as though she was like a normal person rather than through like this lens of her being
Yeah.
a beautiful girl where everyone
Yeah.
white glove services her.
Yeah.
What are the actual best ways that you can
That's a gem right there. That's a gem right there, gang. Like, especially with like beautiful women, bro. If you treat a beautiful woman regular, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure through life, she gets the pretty privilege, you know what I'm saying? So everywhere she goes, guys want to talk to her, girls want to be friends with her, you know what I mean? Whatever. Everybody understands that there's privileges in being aesthetically pleasing, you know what I'm saying? So if you treat her normal, bro, she gonna respect you more, man. Same thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, human beings don't want to be treated no different than the next person. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the multimillionaire, billionaire, whatever, or the guy broke on the side of the street. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be treated outside of the group of humanity. You know what I'm saying?
try to get that attention?
Well, when it came to that girl, she's been everywhere and done everything, so she's not impressed by money at all. You know, so she was.
Did you know that going into it? Was a strategy?
No, I didn't know. I didn't have no strategy. She started talking, and I was like, I'm not letting you sit here. And a woman might try to dominate a man in the initial conversation, like, hold this for me. Get the f out of here. You can't. You know, she's trying to see if you're submissive or dominant. So as soon as she even tests you, you got to be like, you know, she's waiting for you to go like this. So that worked in that particular instance, and that will always
not even just like this. How much of this do you use, right? So if she say, "Hey, hold this for me," whatever, and you just met her, whatever, she's gonna take advantage of you if she sees, you know what I'm saying, you're easily whatever manipulator type shit. But that goes back to what I was saying before, even with, I think it was a couple videos ago. I forgot what I was talking about, but I was like, hey, if your woman can do more push-ups than you or close enough to you, she looks at you weird as a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, to a certain extent, part of her goes, you know what I mean? It's like the same thing with guys where if your girl, like, just gets drunk too much, you at a party, she gets drunk too much, she's hugging up on everybody, she's super friendly, part of you goes, you know what I mean? It's like an ick, you know what I'm saying? So it's more or less how you use your brain to do that. So if she says, hey, hold this, you know what I'm saying, whatever, if you could do it clever, she's gonna like that way more than if you just, hey, I'm a man, I don't do this, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, I don't know.
Be the case for me. I don't let any woman dominate me because they try. You know, they want to.
What are other ways they test that? Like, hold this for me. If a woman asked me, "Hey, hold my purse," I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." You know?
Yeah. Well, listen, you could do that, and she might be a good girl, and she might not be trying to dominate nothing, but she usually, I mean, like, you know, she's doing it for a reason. You know, you ignoring her or whatever might be a big deal. Then I had a chick the other day. She's like, we took a picture together. Then she's like swiping through my phone, and she sees me. You know, I just met her. I took her out on a date. She's swiping through my phone.
I don't know if I'm taking dating advice from Tracks NYC. No disrespect to Brett. He might have great dating advice, but his dating, pool is probably more inflated than the average person. You know what I'm saying? This man is rich. I'm sure he's a thousandaire, if not a millionaire, right? If not a multimillionaire. He runs a successful business, runs a successful social media, whatever. He was in a movie with Adam Sandler, something Jewel, whatever, with Kevin Garnett. I can't remember the name, but he was in it. So dude is successful in life. So he has all these things going for himself, and he sells jewelry for a living. They say diamonds are a girl's best friend, man. You feel me? So I'm sure women look at him way differently than they would the average person. So he can't be like, I swat him away and I do this and that. Bro, maybe you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she willing to deal with you for that, but maybe not, you know what I mean? Maybe not the average person.
I'm driving and she sees me with another girl. And that turns her on. It makes her want to compete because there's a paradox. Okay? A woman is testing you for your manhood. Okay? So that's what she is. That's what the whole point of a woman is. It's like, you're coming too close, I'm going to, or you're standing too far, I'm going to do this. She's testing you for balance. And that's how their sensory apparatus kind of works. And from my experience. So, for when it comes to
his experience,
it's a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do this too much, she's gonna be like, oh, this guy's doing that. You do that too little, oh, this guy's doing this. You have to find the balance of being not holding her, but then opening up the door for her, but then doing this, but not doing that, but then that, not doing this, and eventually she gets swooned, and with enough time, and then she's like, that's the courting.
Gang, that's too much work, bro. Just be yourself, man. That nigga said, hey, smack her in the face sometimes, open the door for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's called what did Cameron said this. He said I ain't shit, because a girl was like, man, Cameron, I'm trying to fuck with you. He's like, man, I ain't shit, baby. I'm inconsistent. You might call me, I might text you back. You feel me? Like that's the energy he's giving. Like, no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But man, be yourself, bro. You want to get a girl, bro? Be yourself. And if that girl doesn't like you, it's okay. There's a world full of other human beings out there. Go see what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
A process.
Sounds like a lot of work. A lot of thought. You can't just...
Because a woman doesn't going to want to go, oh, yeah, you got this? Well, here you go. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to do that.
I was tripping. I'm like, that's too much work, bro. Just be yourself.
And then the baby comes out, and there's a problem, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's genetic. The women that chose the wrong guy, their line was done. They want the guy that's not too aggressive, but not too this, not too that, but not too this. And you have to...
And I'm going to share with you the things that I think have made a huge difference in my hair journey and low-level laser therapy.
I'm saying, life, be yourself, man.
As a young man, I didn't know this. If you're a practical thinker, you're going to have a problem because it's not a practical thing. It's a completely different style of thinking. Take a look at Jeff Bezos. You know what I'm saying? This guy's got the richest in the world. And he's got this chick there that's for faces like this. You know what I'm saying? And you could do better than that, Jeff. But... you're a logical thinker. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking logic.
Man, I ain't gonna say that, bro. I think it's one of those where it's hard for Jeff Bezos to deal with a woman on an intimate level and trust that she loves him for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the things they say. They're like, hey, man, if you looking for love, find it when you broke. Because once you make your money, once you blow up and you come up, you always going to question yourself in the back of your head, like, is she here for me or is she here for what I got? And you will never know until it come crunch time. So I wouldn't say that. I just think it's more convenient for Jeff Bezos to be like, what supermodel? All right, bring her here. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Bezos ain't scrolling through Tinder. You know what I mean? He can't just send nudes to, you know what I mean? He got to deal with a certain type of woman, you know what I mean? He either got to marry him somebody to understand his life or deal with a certain type of woman.
And you're dealing with a woman who's playing a different game.
So you're saying if he did not think logically, he would get someone who's more attractive?
If you have to turn your brain off, and you have to go into a different dimension to use a woman, because you know to be able to get there, right? Because it's a different type of courtship. Yeah, you know that. You know, Jeff Bezos is like, well, what's the best way to start?
Hey, bro said you gotta go into a different dimension to talk to women, bro. Is it that hard for y'all to talk to women, bro? Y'all do know that women are human beings, right? Like, they breathe the same air as us, you know what I mean? They eat, they get hungry, they get sad, they get happy. Hey, bro acting like it's a different species from another dimension that you gotta learn how to gang, it ain't that serious, bro. Just be yourself, gang. Man, be yourself. Young men out there, if I give you advice on dealing with a woman, bro, be yourself, man. You know what I'm saying?
Start an internet company. Well, I'll start with books because their titles are easy to search. You can buy them for cheap. They're easy to store. They're stolen less frequently, and you could ship them easy. So that's a great way to start a business. Well, woman's not thinking like that. You know, woman's thinking in a more emotional sense or in more of this and more that. So he's super active in one sense and deficient in another. That's why he's got this chick. You know what I'm saying? Where he could have a way better bitch. You know, or 10 of them, 100 of them. But if you're going to bring them on a yacht and you're going to talk to them directly and look them in their eyes and answer their questions, they're going to think you're a sucker. You have to make them compete.
Bruh is comparing his dating life to Jeff Bezos' dating life. It's the same way me as an average person cannot compare myself to his dating life. That's why earlier I told you, like, hey, he's a jeweler, makes millions, he's a public figure. Bro, Jeff Bezos is a billionaire, bro. I'm gonna look this video up. There's a video on how much a billion is in like grains of rice, if that makes sense. So like if 1 grain of rice was $1 million, how much is a millionaire compared to a billionaire? Bro, when you see that in real life, it looks crazy. I don't think people understand the power that comes with being a billionaire. Not a millionaire, a billionaire, bro. Like, bro, that man lives a totally different life than you. You can have random chicks exposing you this and that. Shannon Sharp just had to lose $30 million from a chick exposing him about whatever he's texting her. Jeff Bezos cannot have that. He runs a $1 billion company that will literally fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has stockholders, you know what I mean? Shareholders. He has a board of directors. He has CEO, you know what I mean? Like, CFOs, like managers. Like, bro, this is a $1 billion company, bro. No offense to bruh, not a jewelry shop, you know what I mean? A mom and pop jewelry shop in New York City. Again, no disrespect to you, but if you're a businessman, you understand the level Jeff Bezos is compared to Trax NYC. You know what I'm saying? The same way I understand what level I'm on compared to yours, objectively speaking. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm going to speak from an average person perspective. Like, you know what I mean?
Give this one a little bit of attention, and then as soon as she gets comfortable, give that one a little bit of attention. And then so you're a smarter girl than that. Oh, yeah. And that's what drives him crazy because it's a different dynamic. And if you study it from a logical perspective, you will be able to have the same advantage as you would in Amazon. But if you study it, if I like you and I'd like you.
So you don't think Jeff Bezos is logical? You don't think he understands any of those things?
To be my girlfriend, forget it.
I think that's a way to court a girl that's not looking for a life partner.
Correct.
Exactly. Exactly.
When your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Hey, gang.
Correct.
When I make a little bit of bread, bro, that's gonna be one of my focuses, man. You hear me? And I'm a time stamper here. People probably not even gonna see this later on once I get blow up and shit, but I'm a time stamp that gang. When I make a little bit of bread, man, so I'm be giving it a lot of it away. You know what I'm saying?
I think if it's a girl that already
not buying natural diamonds
is like she's long-term oriented and she's logic brained and she's like, I need to find someone right now and I want to settle down with them.
That's a wonderful girl you're describing.
Okay, so you're saying, but like maybe the more Miami type, maybe some New York type, maybe some California, like
correct.
LA type. That's kind of, you need to be a little more strategic. Play the culture of like the, of the dating market in that area.
If you want a bad and you want to sit here and live the Mac life, where you grab her and you have money and you take her on a trip and you're having your let's call it what it is, sexual.
See, he just contradicted himself. Look at him. Got him, coach. He just contradicted himself. First, he said that Jeff Bezos does not know how to pick women. Woo, 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 woo. And then he just said, if you want a bad bitch, you got to get the money. This and that. Gang, no offense. There are a lot of beautiful women with regular jobs, bro. I've ran into some beautiful women in life where I'm like, why are you working here? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you seriously working here? Why are you not somewhere in a mansion somewhere with a multi-millionaire taking care of you? You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, I suffer from diarrhea of the mouth. So whenever my brain gets to working, I'm going to ask the question. And you know what most women say? I'm sure I could get that, but that's not what I want. A man like that is going to treat me this way and this way and this way. I'm more family oriented. This is, you know what I'm saying? So the women y'all see online, bro, that's like minuscule compared to the world full of beautiful women who are okay with living a regular life, bro. You ain't got to be a baller to get one.
Fantasies that you've been dreaming of, you're gonna have to play a different game. If you want a life partner, then that's a whole different game, and it should be straightforward. But even that girl, if you say the wrong things to her, she's gonna get turned off or whatever. A woman is a measurement of manhood, right? A woman doesn't want to be a man's mommy. Okay?
True.
Man is looking for mom, and woman is looking for dad. She wants somebody who's going to control her, tell her what to do, and she's confident in that and protect her and give her that. And she's measuring you for it. And if you're going to come at her as a young man and you're going to be looking for your emotional support that makes you feel good, that, if you hit your head and you go to your girl and you're going to, you feel better.
See, there he go again, contradicting himself, bro. He said a man is looking for mommy and a woman is looking for daddy, but you can't go to your woman for comfort. Bro, that's bullshit. Hey, bro, that's bullshit, bro. Hey, in a relationship, y'all both comfort each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both. I hate how people say, I don't want a 50-50 relationship. Bro, I don't either. I want 100-100. You know what I'm saying? I want you to give me 100. I'm going to give you 100 and we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying? Because one day I might need to get comforted. One day I might be having a bad day. And I need my woman to be like, hey, it's okay, it's going to get better for you. And guess what? One day she might need that too, gang. Like, y'all just act like men are just this one thing and then women are just this one thing and we must stick between those two roles and those roles are never intermingled or, you know what I mean? Again, maybe that's his life, but that's not the real world.
She don't want to provide that. She don't want to be a provider of that. She would love to play that role, but she don't want to provide that, man. She doesn't want to be some shoulder for you to cry on because the world is hard, bro. She wants you.
I understand both of what he's saying, bro. That is true, bro. For one, bro, I agree. You can't really just go crying to your girl as a man, bro. As a man, certain situations, you just gotta deal with it, bro. You feel me? That way your woman knows, like, yeah, if he's broken down and he is shedding tears, this is something serious, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain situations where excuse me, it might be the toxic masculinity in me, where it's like, it's okay for a man to, you know what I mean? But most of the time, gang, man, you can hold that in, gang. Like, you get fired, I don't want to hear you. You shouldn't be on your girl's lap crying, bro. You should be looking for another job. You know what I'm saying? Your moms, your pops died, somebody you love died. Alright. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? That's understandable. So, we got to understand the two extremes of that. You know what I'm saying?
You just be like, oh, this guy handled the world, and now, you know, I'm safe. But you have what you want. She has what, you know, she wants her. And you got to find a compromise and a happy medium. But on the emotional sense, you have to know how to be able to project what she wants to get her, to even get the chance to get her to know who you are.
Hey, man. Shout out to bro. Everybody, like I said, different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense in his life. And I learned a lot more about natural and lab diamonds. So that's what's up. Man, listen, this Prince Raw. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Catch y'all in the next video.